Okay, I have with me Miss Akanksha Jain, Head Public Relations and Corporate Communications, Bharatpe. Ma'am, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are just asking some, offbeat questions. At
Okay.
Gully I started a offbeat thing, so for that.
Great, great.
Okay, what is your most endearing childhood trait?
Most endearing trait.
Childhood trait, which
Uh,
you remember.
so interestingly, which people will not believe, I was a very diligent student,
Okay.
and I used to spend most of my time just studying.
Uh-huh.
And like of course I was a topper in school. So I think the resilience to keep putting the extra effort, the perseverance to kind of keep doing uh, good work or good in academics is what I would say was my endearing trait.
You are still doing a marvelous job. You have kept it
Thank
up.
you.
Okay. What did you aspire to become when you were a child? When you grew up, what did you aspire to become?
So actually, I wanted to become a psychologist.
Oh, same here.
Yes, because like I like observing people. I can sit alone for hours in a coffee shop, just observe people. When I travel, also I travel to kind of observe people, and I've seen that different places, even in India or overseas, everybody is very different. There's a different cultural sensitivities to it, and I really enjoy it. So just because of my interest in people and human psychology, I wanted to be a psychologist, but unfortunately or fortunately I landed here.
No, psychology is interesting, no doubt. Okay, what job would you choose if money was not a concern?
Okay, so if money was not a concern, I would like to work for the artisans of the country, and empower them and get to ensure that their art is alive and it kind of becomes known globally. So whether it's
Okay.
say the weavers, or whether it's the say the silk industry in Varanasi, or say the textile industry in Tirupur. So anybody, so there are so many hidden trades or hidden talents,
Talents
sorry,
in people, yeah.
in India across the different parts of the country, and there is a lot that needs to be done for these to ensure that they're alive.
I've seen them. They make so beautiful things, such beautiful things, but their talent is not shown, or they
Yes.
they never show their talent as such.
So
That's
like
bad.
when I remember I was visiting Udaipur once, and I had gone to this place called Shilpgram, where a guy was actually making the shawl by using his machine with his own hand. So there's so much talent.
So
I've seen people
much.
actually doing actually doing the work on say the lehengas that we wear, and it takes them days to do it.
Do
So
it.
these kind
Yes.
of art forms, I think if I had enough and more money, I would have kind of invested my time to get them to a global level, to India
Yes.
level, then global level, and actually ensure that they do well in life.
That's a wonderful thought. Okay. Uh, if given the chance, whose shoes would you step in for a day?
Okay, so I would like to step into the shoes of some famous female CEO, could be like Indra Nui, because I've always read about her read about her journey, and it just may be very interesting to kind of see how she manages and
Yeah.
juggles through so many things.
That's
So
yeah.
maybe yes.
Sudha Murthy also. I would say she's
Yes,
also one.
that also.
Yeah. Okay. What is your go-to mantra to grab some me time in a day?
So to grab some me time, I think there's no go-to mantra. This is the only mantra I have. Is so I of course get a lot of me time while I'm traveling, because I have a little travel to do from my work, from my home to my work.
Okay.
It's so I stay in Noida and I travel to Gurgaon. So that gives
Oh.
me a lot of time that I can use for my me time. So I use that. And there are times when I just want to unwind. So like later in the night after dinner, I spend some time just kind of doing things that I want to do, or just kind of not really looking at my phones and
Laptop.
just
Yes.
detoxing. So those are the times that I actually get in a day.
Yes, yes, yes. But I would say Delhi, Noida to Gurgaon is a long
Yes,
distance.
it is.
Even I stay in Noida, and
Oh God.
yeah, but I don't travel that
Then
often.
it's fine. It's become a little difficult. But yeah.
Yeah, traveling is difficult. Okay, if life gave you lemons, you would.
I would squeeze them and add sugar and have fresh lime
Lemonade.
water.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, your fail-proof mantra to calm down agitated people.
So I think the best thing to best way to handle agitated people is to hear them, because they're kind of fighting with their own
Emotions.
yeah, emotions more than putting logic to it. So just kind of hear them out, hear them out, and let them like just ease out a bit before you put your point across, because if
Yes.
you try to put your point across in the beginning, they will get even more
Yes,
agitated.
yes, true.
So I think that's the best way to kind of handle them. And when they are in, like in a better state of mind is when you put your point across, because that's when they'll be open to hearing and trying to see that your logic really makes
Yes,
sense.
true. That's very true. An artistic talent you have that you are proud of.
uh, so I used to sing. I've learned classical music. I used to sing
Oh,
in my school years. And
why did you leave it then if you have learned classical singing and all?
just because of studies you don't get time, because you need to practice a lot more when you kind of do it. So I've done it for 4 years from Gandhar Mahavidyalaya, but then after that it becomes very challenging, because you have to invest 3-4 hours, and then of course studies come first from the times that we come from. So it just kind of took a back seat. But I
Yeah.
work very closely even after leaving singing to kind of work closely with Spick McKays, and I continue to try and work for culture. And like I mentioned, that's where this comes from.
Wonderful, because I personally think singing is a good. I don't have a good voice to sing, but really I like.
Yeah, I
Thing,
mean,
yeah.
it's music actually always helps you kind of cool down, get a
Yes.
clear head, is what I feel. Whatever music
True.
you may like.
Yeah. Okay, what is the definition of a day well lived to you?
A day well lived, in my view, would be a day when there's at least one person you bring a smile on their face.
Oh.
It could be by just helping them, like a little help in at workplace, maybe like a younger person trying to figure out something, or it could be just helping somebody, just like maybe some elderly person, somebody you will cross paths with many people during the course
Yes,
of the day.
true.
You could just just extend a helping hand and just bring a smile is all I think that matters.
That would be all, ma'am. It was wonderful.
Thank you.